Um, so yeah, the game, the Storm, yeah, real hard watch. I think they came out with a just the wrong attitude. You picked it, bro. Last week, you said it was going to be a grind. I thought the Broncos would get right into their work and just start throwing the ball, but no, it ended up being a grind early, but a grind that the Storm, like we said, they'll stick in it and wait for the mistakes and pounce on it. But man, they were messy. They were so unstorm like, and just almost a sense of privilege. Just the way they were playing, like the way Harry Grant, just the ill discipline. That's kind of what came across to me was just the yeah, just entitled, just going out there,
Mm.
like just started grinding, and then started expecting things to turn their way. So with some of the calls early in the game, just the ill discipline, just the attitude, kind of yeah, just almost looking agrees like they're losing the 50-50, but yeah, definitely not playing like a team. Well, yeah, I think yeah, just expecting things to turn their way, and just not storm like, kind of keeping the pressure on. They were real messy. Bronx were too. Like I think that's promising for you guys to know that again. In a good performance, you weren't 100%. Like there were a few drops, a few missed opportunities. Maybe that some of that was rushed Melbourne defence as well. But yeah, messy from the storm. You don't see that happening again next week. But yeah, those kind of stood out. Just playing like they were entitled the way the Storm were coming across, and just
Were
ill
they? Did they
discipline.
feel entitled, or were they on the back foot? Because did we put them in a situation where they're not used to? And it goes both ways, bro. Yeah, you might say they're not on top of their game, but is that a result of what after the pressure that the Bronx applied, bro? Because man, you know how proud I am is I know how much points we've got in our artillery, but the performance of that forward pack in the opening 20 minutes, bro, just said to me that the Broncos are willing to do the dog work to win games, bro, and willing to put in the effort to be in the arm wrestle. And we betted it out last episode with Stace saying that, and Stace is probably right. I kind of backed the Broncos in the arm wrestle, not knowing like we haven't really been to too many of those style games, whereas the Storm were renowned for that kind of football. And bros, I thought our forwards just fucking gasali them, bro. The fucking opening 20 minutes between Fletcher and Half,
Flegler was
but
huge.
like
Flegler was huge
Ricky and
throughout the game.
Ricky and Capewell just led that line speed on the outside in. So it forced it forced all their runners coming back on the inside, and Carrigan was just eating up all day, bro. I thought Fletcher had one of his best games of the season, bro. Just his line speed wise, and then Haas, bro. He's just man, how good was. He's just carrying on. He's been playing at this level for a long time, bro. But just that dependable, hard runs, on with momentum runs. He's so dangerous because he's added an offload in his game. But just his fucking pure engine, and he had some big minutes, but he made some crucial. Well, I was so happy about this game because they toughed it out, bro. The Broncos showed a little bit of finesse. A couple of those tries, it's hard to defend because just the speed of the ball and the brilliance of Reynolds with the speed of Reece Walsh. But it was the force that set that up, bro. And that's why, like, both teams, it's scary, bro, because it's so. Both teams, Panthers and the Broncos, just have different styles. But, like, when it comes down to it, those are the kind of style of footy, origin style of footy that's going to win you games is defense, the line speed, defense. And, like, even, as you said before, we made some errors, and you get that out of some of these players, bro. They're young, inexperienced, but they give it a go, bro. But it's the being able to turn around and defend these errors, defend these penalties. We haven't had the ball for a while. That's right. So just fucking tuck it under the take hard carries and line speed, bro.
I
That's what
think
I
that's
wanted, man.
probably yeah. I think that's probably the biggest takeaway
Grant was quiet, eh?
for yourself as a Broncos fan.
Mm.
I think Melbourne weren't Melbourne. That maybe yep, like probably the pressure, but the donut to give Melbourne a donut in a game like
With
this,
that
like
spine.
yes,
Look at that spine, bro. Munster, Hughes, Grant.
exactly, yeah. So that's a full strength team. And maybe there was a bit of confusion in bringing in Peps, kind of how they worked that in.
Yeah.
But I think the defense, like yeah, you got to give credit when it's due. Their attack was a bit off, but no excuse to get a zero in a big game. Turn up and have a showing. But
I thought the big
um,
fella was good when he came on, bro. He was one that,
Asofa,
yeah, he made a
yeah,
difference, but he was alone. I mean, you look at this lineup,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Welch and Tui. My bro Tui, Kamika, he's a good player, but he's tough, Him and Watch is no good. Watch is no good. Although
Because he stood up like
Welch
he
is
thought.
tough, but brass. He was fucking soggy paying us, Andes and Fletcher. They were all over him, bro.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
all he's running sideways. That's what you do. This is what you call a complete fucking Kasali. That's why I said Kasali. This means these guys, no one ran over 100 meters. I don't think. Trent Loro, Trent Loro, who was having nightmares out
yeah.
wide,
Oh, Liero was
out wide.
horrid.
Him and Couture was too involved. Fucking letting Rhys Walsh get up his thing, bro. He was alright, but I thought
Did
the
you see that image and someone put the remember when To'o got that try celebration and they did that thing with him and Liam Martin and he like holds them up like a
yeah,
thing
yeah.
and they did like who did it better and it's got Katoa holding Reese. Bro, I don't know what he but why they keep showing that replay like that where he's just holding him off the
I
ground.
thought it was a tough call on Trent, on Couture when he applied pressure on Reece Walsh, and he even
Yeah.
caught him before
And so he
the
didn't
letting go.
fall. Yeah, that's
But
the
then
thing.
Reece Walsh does Hollywood one like
Yeah. Ah, no, just
so
lying on the
so
ground like that. It's
so
like, oh,
as a
this
Broncos
guy.
fan, yeah, you should penalise Reece Walsh for doing these
Yeah.
Hollywoods, bro, because it's over the top, bro. Like Couture's doing his job to
He's had a
apply
good
pressure on
good
on
season.
these dangerous players, bro. But see what you do, he hardly fucking touched him. He even caught him before he hit the ground, bro.
Exactly. Milking these
So you gotta
penalties,
get
man.
this shit out of the game. But I think the Melbourne Storm just allowed Broncos to get up there fucking. They couldn't handle ones, bro.
Yeah, I think it was good to see Katoni step up. Um, he had an awesome game. I think Katoni's been due.
Well, Reynolds,
Um,
cuz. So you know what? You look at this fucking team, right? Any of these guys will beat anyone on their day one on one with the ball in hand. Katoni, Herbie, Sal and Cobbo, Ezra Mann, Reese Walsh, even Jesse Arthurs, bro.
Billy
Um, this
Walters.
is like the job of Reynolds. When you get these guys flying onto the ball, open space, one on one, they're hard to beat, bro. Speed, cuz speed kills
Oh, Reynolds is yeah.
on the roads and
I
on the
think that's the thing.
fields.
Like that's what's so good about Reynolds as a maestro. We spoke about it before. Like just he
Yeah.
knows when to give, when to when he knows that the boys are a bit tired at the back. I don't know if it was the storm, like
Plus, Bunnies would have won a
cutting
couple of
down
fucking premierships if they held on to him, bro.
yeah. But I
Reynolds
think
and
it just
Walker.
shows the work Walsh does. So they talk about Billy talked about the work he does off the ball, and that zero scoreline
Mm.
is a lot to thank on him. So he probably wasn't as Reese Walsh in attack. You probably didn't see much
Oh,
of that.
he did some bot shit, bro. Like so, he scored a try. He set up a try. But he just gave away some dumbass penalties as
Mm.
well. Um, I made some errors in the play of the ball, I
Ah,
think, in one. But
yeah,
that's a concentration
picking.
thing. I'd rather him knock the ball on having a go, like trying to find an
Yeah, yeah.
open man. But still, he continues to be that. I don't know, bro. It's just like when you got that hand, like just in case you need it, you bring it out. But like the Broncos don't want to rely on him and his brilliance. I think they're doing enough. Um, they got with Reynolds and his kicking game. There's different ways they can score. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
Yeah,
And then when
yeah. I
it comes
think your
down
points
to
of
it, we
attack
also have the
are
individuals
quite.
to
Yeah,
pull
yeah.
shit,
Exactly.
to
You got
pull out
Katoni, guys
some
like that
magic.
who can make a difference. So yeah, real well
Storm
rounded
will come
game.
back though, bro. That's gonna be an awesome game.
Yeah.
Um,
Man,
this
big
club
big
don't
point
lose
that
two in a
came
row,
out of
man.
that.
Much.
Awesome to see Peps back in, but man, poor dude. Bit of a tragic kind of end. But you know what was more tragic? Like a minute before that, Xavier Kurtz tries to score a try, go by in the corner, and he's like holding his ankle. So like everyone, he's like sliding his ass off the corner of the
Yeah,
field
yeah, I
because
remember.
they're like too busy just like, yeah. And then like that happens to Peps. Oh, stop the whole world. Poor Xavier Kurtz still probably sliding his ass off that field. Like, oh,
I was
what
still
about me?
at that point where there was a point where when Pepsi came on, and it was almost the same time as they had Nelson Asofa Solomona,
Yeah, yeah,
and he'd made a big run, and then Peps got the next player boy, and it was like just the way he glided around. I think he ended up hitting his outside, but he was just gliding around that. He just took the ball up, went across a couple of defenders, and passed it out wide. But
yeah,
it was almost like a test of like Broncos were playing at this high speed tempo game. That one of these players like that, in the middle on the inside with their footwork could really trouble you. And
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought I didn't think we were completely gone because when he came on, that's another point of attack.
Well, that's the
Him,
thing.
Harry
Storm
Grant,
had moments,
and
but then just lapses.
even Munster. So
Yeah,
Munster had some good runs, but it was
yeah, yeah. So
like they
that's the
said,
thing. Like you look
they
at
were
that scoreboard. If you didn't
disjointed.
watch the game, but you know, it was there was moments where you're expecting Storm to get back into it. They
Yeah,
started dominating in the middle, and then just dumb mistakes, just
yeah.
drop balls or just
Well,
balls
what
going
won the
behind them.
game was see that zero against the Storm. Fuck, well that's the effort defense, bro. The
Mm.
three Ds, oosh, tackle, tackle, tackle. That's the one. You keep a team at, give them the kongaki at this time of the year. How good? And that's and like Broncos, they you give them a sniff of the ball and they can finish. Oosh, look at these tries, man. Stags, Walsh,
Yeah.
Ricky,
Well,
Cobbo,
yeah, and I
Reno's
mean,
just opening them up.
deserved rest for the week three of final or week, yeah. So next week. So after this week, you'll find out who you get to play.